Why does your cat love to push everything off the table? The surprising truth. Have you ever come home to find that your cat has knocked over yet another houseplant or other object from a table or countertop? Cats are naturally curious creatures and they love to explore their world using their senses. But there is more to this behavior than meets the eye. So why do cats do this and how can you stop it? The first reason is because they're bored. Cats can get really bored really easily, especially if they don't have enough toys or if they are not getting enough attention from their humans. When a cat is bored, they may start to explore their surroundings in search of something to entertain them. And what better way to do that than by knocking things off of tables? For a cat, it's like a little game of their own personal version of Where's Waldo? They love to see what's on the table and then figure out how to get it. Another reason is because they want your attention. Cats are smart creatures, and they know that knocking things off the table will often result in a reaction from their human companions. Sometimes the reaction is all the attention a cat wants. Other times, a cat may be trying to get you to play with them by knocking something over and then running away. If you find that your cat is knocking things off the table in order to get your attention, try to ignore the behavior. It may be difficult, but it's important to remember that cats are creatures of habit. So if you give in and play with your cat every time they knock something off the table, they'll just keep doing it. The third reason is because they can't resist the movement. Cats are natural hunters and they love to chase moving objects. If you have a cat that likes to bat at things as they move past them, it's likely that your cat will try to do the same thing to objects on a table. To prevent your cat from batting at things on the table, try to place the objects out of reach. You can also try distracting your cat with a toy or treat when they start to approach the table. Finally, it could just be because they're cats. Cats are notorious for their love of all things high up, and a table is the perfect height for a cat to survey their kingdom. Plus, cats are also very agile and they love to jump and climb. So, it's only natural that they would eventually want to investigate what's on the table. To prevent your cat from jumping on the table in the first place, you can try putting something they don't like underneath the table, such as a mat or a piece of cardboard. You can also try placing a few small objects on the table that your cat can use to jump up onto the table. Once your cat is on the table, simply pick them up and place them back on the floor. With some patience and consistency, you can teach your cat that tables are off limits. Now that you know why your cat loves to push everything off the table, it's time to take action. Try these tips and tricks to stop your cat from knocking things off the table and keep your home and your cat safe.